What is up, everybody? Welcome to a new episode of Retro Gaming Rewind Podcast with Sean. How's everybody doing today? We got some cool stuff to talk about. Evercade made an announcement today. They hinted yesterday that they were going to be making an announcement today, and they did finally come out with the announcement. And an awesome trailer. We are going to actually be watching it live on this podcast, and we're going to be talking about it and critiquing it, kind of doing a reactions. Then we're going to check out the Evercade website for more information. But guess what? It's that time. It's what we've all been waiting for. We can't get enough, right? Evercade announced another cartridge built in the collection. Evercade's been bumping these out. They've been really coming out with some great quality cartridges. And finally, what I've been waiting for personally, indies are coming home to the Evercade. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Indie games are coming to the Evercade. I said this in the very beginning. I said the Evercade is going to be such a great home and platform for indies, for indie developers. I said this like during the Mega Cat Studios, like the homebrew games. But these are indies that were already on classic systems from independent developers. It's going to be a collection. There is no, from what I understand, there's no release date yet. But we got a trailer and we got some information on the games and we got the cover. And I am super excited. I wrote Blaze Entertainment on Twitter, and I told them, this is fantastic, and they're calling it Collection 1, which means this is going to be a continuation. They're going to be doing this more often, and there's going to be more in the future. I can't wait, as awesome as it is playing classic games on the Evercade, the indies is where it's at, in my opinion, and as much as the classics as Pac-Man and Dig Dug and Battle Cars and all them, that's awesome, right? And Asteroids, and the Atari games, and the Namco games, and the Pico games. But who doesn't love indie games? Who doesn't love indie games? And in my opinion, Blaze has just been killing it this year in the retro, whatever you want to call it, field. I think they came out with a really solid product, and I knew it from the start that this thing was going to blow up. I haven't met one single person that bought one of these that was like, oh, I regret my purchase, It's always fun following them on Twitter. They're such great people. I've said this before on here. They're such great company. They really care about the consumer. And it's always fun to see what they come out with next. And I love when a company supports their product. And they just keep... I think next year, you're going to see nothing but carts coming out. And it's fun collecting them. It's like, Pokemon cards. It's like they have numbers on them. You want to collect each one on your shelf. If you're missing one, you want to go back and get it. And you want to play everything that's on them. You want to finish them before you go on to the next one. I mean, that's how I find it with the Evercade. We've been having a really big retro month on here. I'm going to be releasing a lot of retro games. I've been recording a lot for the channel. And, this kind of gets me in the mood now. Because I've been hooking up a lot of my little mini systems. Because it's easy for me. Instead of going upstairs in the gaming room and getting the actual systems out. I'm probably going to do some Evercade gameplay also with the HDMI cable. But like I said, I've been doing the Super NES Mini and all that because I want to do some retro this month on the channel. And, I saw this Evercade information. I'm like, oh, awesome. Another Evercade cart is going to get announced. More classic retro games. But then I saw it was indie, and I was like, oh, you know what? This is even better yet. So definitely pretty cool. Um, I mean, I think it's pretty cool. Let's actually jump to the desktop. Let's jump to the desktop. Let's watch the trailer. Nice. Cool. All right, very cool. Here's the card. Here's the cover. I like it. I like that cover. Indie Heroes Collection 1. The Indie Heroes Collection 1 cartridge brings 14 independently developed games to the Evercade, originally made for classic systems. This specially curated lineup showcases talented developers from around the world, from platformers to story-driven horrors. This collection has plenty of depth and variety. There's the trailer. Doodle World. It's an 8-bit game. This looks fun. Cool. Twin Dragons. 8-bit. Foxyland. 16-bit. This game looks gorgeous. Adventure platformer. Depter, 16-bit. Alien Cat 2. Dedeus, it's 8-bit. It was like a Game Boy game. Anguna. Look at this, 32-bit. Really? Super Homebrew War. Flea. 8-bit. How do you say it? Ujuzen. 8-bit. Ploid. 8-bit. Kubo. 8-bit. Quest Arrest. Chain Break. 8-bit. Wow, you know what? I'm excited for like every single one of these. What about you guys? 14 officially licensed games from independent developers. There's the actual cart. Wow. I'm interested to know when this comes out. I am super excited. Like, super excited. Really. I am. How awesome is that? How awesome is it to now have indie games and the future? And, you know, this is like also a message to other indie developers like, you know, we're here. You know, look at what these guys have done. I saw Blaze Entertainment talking to some of the developers today that are on this car, you know, on Twitter. And what's that say to other developers? You know, if they're like on the fence coming over to the Evercade, I think it's a great idea. I think it's a smart move to get your name out, to get your game out, and the potential that you have. I wrote Blaze Entertainment, and I told them I think it's I think it's a great platform for you guys. And it's just a wonderful handheld system for these kind of games. I think it's got a bright future with indie and, the retro games. So I'm really looking forward to seeing the collection of games, the library, like this time by the end of next year. Could you imagine? Already there's so many that are out and so many that are announced even into next year. I got some already pre-ordered on Amazon. So I am definitely pre-ordering this puppy. This looks really good. This looks fantastic, There was games on there that were 32-bit, so that tells you that the capabilities of the hardware of the Evercade. We had wondered this. What was the max? What could the Evercade push? Well, there you go. Let's see. Let's see how it handles. I'm looking forward to this. This may be one of my most anticipated carts. So, what do you guys think? I'd like to hear from you guys. I always love to hear your comments and what you guys, will love to add to this conversation. And, what you guys think of this. Let me ask you a question. Are you into indie games, and did you expect indies to come to the Evercade? Because I did. I said from the beginning, like with games like with the Mega Cat Studios, I just thought, those games were fantastic. But this is like classic indie games volume 1, so could you imagine what else is coming? And these games look really cool. These games look very interesting. Can't wait to see how they play out on the Evercade. And I can't wait to see what volume 2 and volume 3 has in store, right? I guess that's what they'll be doing as far as indies. They'll be calling it the Indie Heroes Collections. And that'll be its whole own line. Hey, listen. Sounds good to me. I'm all for it. I love the other carts too that have been coming out, but this seems really cool. This seems really cool. Like, I hope we get another Atari, like a Acclaim collection. I hope, there's a lot of carts. Evercade's always saying, what carts would you love to see? And I'm always saying, Capcom, Sega, naturally all the games we'd love to see come over. But indies, I'm all for it. These are like, to me, these are just as much as all the other people are asking for with the other big known companies. Because I think indies are a really important part of gaming, and a lot of these indie developers are just talented people. I think I'm going to wrap it up, but like I said, leave some comments and let me know what you think of these games. Let me know what you think about the future of the Evercade, and what would you like to see in future Indie Heroes collections? I'd love to know. Take care, guys. Thanks for joining me on this episode. Hope to see you again soon.